Every gardener dreams of faster growth, stronger plants, and higher yields. But, many are stuck on slow compost teas, yeast-based brews, or chemical boosters that barely scratch the surface. The real secret is not in yeast at all. It lies in unlocking millions of living microbes that supercharge your soil in record time. This Million Microbe Method is simple, affordable, and incredibly powerful. And when applied correctly, it has been shown to triple garden production in just 30 days. Many gardeners try using yeast to create fermentation brews for their soil. While yeast does work as a decomposer, it has one major limitation. It is mostly a single species of microorganism. In other words, yeast alone cannot build a diverse microbial community. It ferments sugars, but does little to break down tougher organic matter like cellulose, proteins, or lignin. A healthy soil needs bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, protozoa, and even beneficial nematodes working together. That diversity is what unlocks trapped nutrients and turns your soil into a living engine. Depending only on yeast is like inviting just one worker to do a job that actually requires an entire team. The Million Microbe Method focuses on harnessing the power of naturally occurring lactic acid bacteria, diverse wild microbes, and nutrient-rich carriers to multiply life in your soil. Instead of cultivating one or two strains, this method introduces hundreds of species that rapidly reproduce into millions, feeding your soil web and energizing plant roots. Gardeners in Asia have used versions of this method for centuries, often under the practice of indigenous microorganism farming. The result is soil alive with activity, where organic matter breaks down faster and plants grow with vigor. The first step is to capture and multiply lactic acid bacteria, because they are the foundation of microbial life in this system. A simple way to start is by mixing 1 cup of uncooked rice with 2 cups of water, stirring until the water is cloudy, and then straining out the liquid. Place this rice water in a loosely covered jar and leave it at room temperature for 2 to 3 days. During this time, airborne microbes, especially lactic acid bacteria, will colonize the liquid. Now you will notice a slightly sour smell once the process has worked. This liquid is what we call the seed culture. To grow this into, millions of microbes, you simply mix 1 part of this seed culture with 10 parts of milk, either raw or pasteurized. Over the course of, say, 7 days, the bacteria will multiply rapidly, separating the milk into curds and whey. The whey portion, which contains the concentrated bacteria, is really the true power ingredient here. Go ahead and strain out the liquid, then store it in a clean bottle. Just 1 tablespoon of this concentrate can be used to inoculate a full liter of water, giving you a microbial-rich solution that's ready for either soil or foliar feeding. To apply the Million Microbe Method in your garden, dilute 1 part of the microbial concentrate into 20 parts water for soil drenching. For example, half a cup of concentrate mixed into 10 liters of water can treat an entire raised bed. This solution should be poured directly onto the soil surface near the base of your plants, where it quickly activates the rhizosphere. Microbes migrate toward plant roots, forming a symbiotic relationship where the plant feeds them sugars, and they in return release nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that were locked away in organic matter. For foliar application, the ratio is weaker: 1 tablespoon of concentrate per 5 liters of water, sprayed directly on leaves. This populates the plant surface with beneficial organisms that outcompete harmful pathogens, keeping foliage clean and disease-free. Gardeners who combine both soil and foliar treatments see the fastest results. The reason this method works so well is speed and diversity. Unlike compost that takes months to break down, microbes can reproduce in hours, sometimes doubling their numbers overnight. By adding millions at once, you flood the soil with life that starts working immediately. Within days, organic matter begins to release nutrients, and root zones become rich in enzymes, organic acids, and growth-promoting hormones. You know, plants don't just grow taller, they actually grow stronger too, developing deeper roots and thicker stems that can really stand up to pests and drought. So, let's take the case of a standard tomato bed. Once the weeds are cleared, you'd apply about 1 liter of the diluted microbial solution to each square meter of soil. Within about a week, gardeners usually notice the soil turning darker and feeling looser, almost as if it's been aerated naturally. By the second week, tomato plants that once looked a bit pale green shift to this deep, vibrant shade. Then, by the third week, flowering really picks up. And by the fourth week, the fruit sets heavily, often doubling or even tripling compared to beds that haven't been treated. This is not theory, it is a direct result of the microbial workforce multiplying beneath the surface. The Million Microbe Method works best when repeated regularly. Applying the solution once every 7 to 10 days keeps the population high and active. Too much concentrate at once can create imbalance, but sticking to proper ratios ensures the microbes thrive without overwhelming the soil. It is also wise to pair this practice with organic matter inputs like compost, mulch, or green manure, giving the microbes a steady food supply. When the balance is right, the soil becomes almost self-sustaining. The Million Microbe Method is proof that you do not need yeast packets or synthetic fertilizers to unlock explosive growth. By cultivating and multiplying diverse microbes, you can turn even tired soil into a thriving ecosystem and see dramatic results in just 30 days. This is a technique that rewards gardeners who care about both yield and long-term soil health. If this method sounds like the breakthrough you have been searching for, start your first batch today and watch the difference unfold in your garden. For more soil secrets and proven methods that keep your beds alive and productive, subscribe to Soil Doctor and share this video with fellow gardeners who want results that truly last.